Hello and welcome to NPS Now, your source for news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner, and with me today are two very special guests. I have Gwen Collins, she's the Senior Coordinator for English, and we have Rhonda White, who's the Senior Coordinator for Math. Welcome again to NPS Now, new school year. Welcome to have you back on the show.
Thank you for having us.
We are happy to have you on the show today, and there's some changes coming up this school year regarding math and English. So Gwen, I'm going to start with you. Tell me about the district's newly completed literacy model.
We're very excited about our literacy model. It really outlines the written, taught, and tested curriculum and lets all of our staff understand what is important about literacy in Norfolk Public Schools.
So what's the detailed literacy model about?
The detail of it is that it starts with that in Norfolk Public Schools we believed in a balanced literacy program, and that's where reading and writing and word study are taught together in context. And it also outlines effective components of reading instruction and effective components of writing instruction. It talks about the gradual release model of responsibility. That's an instructional practice in the classroom. It outlines our Read 14.2 initiative, where we are really pushing that our students read for at least 14.2 minutes every single day.
What's the impact for the teachers and the students with this?
The impact is that it should improve instruction and literacy proficiency in our students. And so really for our teachers, it outlines what the stages of literacy development are, where our students are, and what tools they need at that time to help them become proficient readers.
So how long did it take for you to create this type of model?
It's been in the works for 2.5 years, and so we started with a steering committee, then we did an audit of literacy practices in our district, and then from there we had committees that started to research best practices, what should we be doing in our classrooms, centered around literacy and how that should look in each one of our classrooms.
And so now, Rhonda, when it comes to math, you all have created something called Math Workshop. Tell me about that.
Yes, I wish I could say that we created it. However, several years ago, we noticed that we were having issues just figuring out how to fit it all in. And several teachers would tell you, how do we fit it all into our math block? And so we began to research, and we found Math Workshop being a solution. And it's basically a framework for how to engage students during the math block. Beginning with a time for number sense routines, and then looking into your important focus lesson that is aligned to VDOE standards, and then making time for practice in small groups, and finally a time to really close and reflect upon what you've learned that day.
So what's the ultimate goal of Math Workshop?
I would say the ultimate goal is to have students as a part of a mathematical community, and really building that community in which students have a math voice and they have an identity, that they feel confident in what they can do in mathematics in their lives. And a part of that, though, is being able to consider the thoughts and ideas of others. And so throughout the Math Workshop, it's being able to not only express your voice and how you solve problems, but then also compare that to how other students do that as well.
So does Math Workshop look different for the different grade levels and the different types of math?
So in some cases it does. Our focus this year is going to be to really build the understanding of the entire model, especially for K-5, which is really who we want to use the model. And then we actually want others in other grade levels to also engage in that reflection piece of, how do I spend my time during the math block? How do my students utilize their time? And so a number sense routine, for example, in earlier grades might be to flash a board such as this and just ask the question, what do you see and how do you see it? In later grades, they may use 2 of the board's 10 frames to ask the same similar question. And then in other grades, they may do things such as ask questions such as, what do you see as similarities and differences? Or they may go to different websites to engage students in conversations about just sense making about numbers.
So this question is for both of you, but Gwen, you can start first. You both have changes to the SOL standards. What are some of the biggest changes this year?
The biggest changes with the English standards are that the state has actually aligned those more K-12, where they used to be K-3 were aligned and then 4-12 were aligned. Now there's a continuous alignment of those standards. So these are the 2017 standards, and our last update was in 2010. And the other piece to the standards is that they embed collaboration, critical and creative thinking, communication, and citizenship within the English standards. And so as Rhonda was talking about, that in our math classrooms, that the students will be collaborating with each other around numbers. The same thing is going to be happening in our English classrooms, and they're going to be, having lots of communication around books and things that they are writing about, and that they're going to be reading and talking about stories to each other and having great discussions around things that they're reading and writing.
Okay, how will these standards be for math?
So similarly, the district is really happy to have the new standards, the 2016 standards in place, because there's a better vertical articulation. And all that means is it makes sense to do certain things in kindergarten and then in first grade and in second grade. And what the state did is they looked at the alignment from grade to grade, and they improved that progression for our students when it comes to number sense, when it comes to looking at fractions. And they even did go as far as to delete certain things from grade levels that were not appropriate for those grade levels. For example, in third grade, they no longer have to use line plots. So that's moved to fifth grade. So they looked at how appropriate things were, and they improved upon that.
What are crosswalk documents?
A crosswalk document is a document for our teachers to see. This is what the 2010 standards had in them, and then what changed to 2017. So the document might allude to standard 3.1A said this, but in our new standards 3.1A, one word has changed in that standard. And so it really helps them see what's similar from the 2010 standards to the 2017 standards, and then what's different between those two standards and how should they adjust.
And the format for those, especially in math, is that one section it details the things that were deleted, it details the things that were added, it details the shifts within the grade level, and it also details just some specific, like she was saying, vocabulary changes.
Right. What are you both looking forward to this school year in both your subject areas?
I'm so excited about the rollout of the NPS literacy model and all the things that encompasses, that it's really such a great guide for our teachers and administrators to know this is what's important in literacy instruction. And even as Rhonda's talking, I'm thinking about how we can collaborate around literacy and what that looks like in math and our other content areas as well.
I would say the appendices, actually, you begin to offer examples of ways that math can support literacy and vice versa. So we are all excited about the literacy plan. We feel like it's Gwen's baby, but we're the aunties of it. We absolutely value what's in the literacy plan, and I'm looking forward to how each content area can help support that.
And literacy is important to understand math, so wonderful. We're glad to have you both on the show. Welcome back to a new school year.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we want you to stay tuned for more NPS Now. Welcome back to NPS Now. As we begin the 2018-19 school year, it's important to take a brief look back at the positive people and events that moved Norfolk Public Schools redesign forward last school year. Many of these stories are aligned with the district's theory of action, which focuses on literacy, leadership, rigor, and innovation. And now, here's our 2017-18 year in review.
Over 250 new teachers gathered at Lake Taylor High School, ready to make a difference at this year's new teacher orientation. This orientation also enabled them to interact with one another and learn as much as they could about the district before the start of school.
Especially when you are a new teacher coming into a district, I think it's just important to collaborate with others that are in the same boat as you, so you realize you're not alone in this, and there are so many resources available and helpful to you. Just don't be afraid to ask.
I think it's great because just trying to come into a new environment and not knowing what you're coming into, they're opening their arms, making us feel welcome, and know that they got our back if we need anything.
Just prior to the start of the school year, approximately 5,000 NPS employees came together for fellowship, food, and fun at the first annual NPS Field Day. Superintendent Dr. Melinda Boone arrived on her very own energy bus and encouraged employees to enjoy themselves by mingling and participating in a wide variety of activities. Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe and First Lady Dorothy McAuliffe visited Suburban Park Elementary to celebrate the 10 millionth meal served since the inception of the No Kid Hungry initiative. During their visit, the Governor and First Lady personally handed out a delicious breakfast to students and then visited a few classrooms.
Well, we know breakfast is the most important meal of the day. The science is there, and our grandmothers and our parents always told us, and it really is true. We can't concentrate. You can't be hungry for knowledge if you're just plain hungry. We want to make sure that children have the nutrition they need to start off right, to fuel their brains and their bodies and have a great day.
Every high school senior across the district met with their school counselors recently to go over their high school transcripts to ensure that they are on track for graduation. This academic career planning is being done early in the school year so that every senior knows exactly what they've accomplished and what they must complete to achieve their goals.
It's the first time we've done it, and it's the first time we've done it this early, and in such a group, it really is easier, much easier to get to everyone.
We're going through checking to make sure that all of our classes are in order and that everything's in line for us to graduate on time. Well, I know what William & Mary is looking for. You know, it's a very intense school. They want high GPAs, and so I definitely know that that's what I'm reaching towards. So I know how far I have until I get to what I'm reaching for.
The conclusion of two journeys were celebrated as the new Larchmont and Ocean View elementary schools held their ribbon-cutting ceremonies.
Just to see this project to open with all the students and the faculty, the parents, the administration, it is a world-class facility. Our students will get that education that they deserve and go on to become citizens of the world.
You know, bricks and mortar don't educate children. It's what happens in the classroom, what those teachers do, what those leaders, what that support team does. But the building shares that there's a commitment that the community has to where they learn. And so they have new technology, they have brand new learning spaces, and they have a chance to just grow and thrive beyond what we've all imagined.
The past and present of the West Ghent community came together to commemorate the 100th anniversary of W.H. Taylor Elementary. Guests were invited to visit a museum filled with images from Taylor's past, which brought back great memories of this remarkable school.
When you leave a place, there's a lot of sorrow, but I have so much joy for the people that are here. I just feel like I'm home again, and I just love so many people.
It is exciting. We have been planning this for so long, and just to see it all come together, it's so rewarding. Everyone is so excited to see each other. It's just like one giant family reunion.
Approximately 2,500 fifth graders from Norfolk Public Schools visited Naval Station Norfolk for the first ever STEM Day. While they were on the base, students learned more about science, technology, engineering, and math through hands-on activities provided by the various groups who volunteered to be part of this special day. The Navy also arranged tours of the USS Cole and the USS Gerald R. Ford, along with a variety of other military vehicles. The goal was to get students excited about STEM and introduce the many different career opportunities available to them in the future.
What we're doing is showing them all different kind of exhibits with, you know, our LCACs, landing craft air cushions, some of the aircraft that we have that serve our fleet, and letting them meet the sailors. And we're trying to inspire them, and we're also trying to give them a vision for what they can do with their life, and also why you know, studying the sciences is so important.
Oh, it's just been smiles, wows, ahas. You know, the kids are just so engaged. No child here is asking to go to the bathroom or falling asleep. They are so engaged, and they look like they, you know, walking away with souvenirs and asking lots of great questions. So it's been a great opportunity for these fifth graders.
Norfolk Public Schools is committed to providing students of all ages with the computer science skills they'll need in the future. To support this effort, the district took a prominent role in Virginia's inaugural Family Code Night at Slover Library.
It's just a wonderful learning experience, and it really gets kids going on the path towards learning computer science, and really, more important than anything, believing that computer science is within their reach, because it is. For any kid today, any kid can learn computer science, and the critical thing is to start in the K to 5 years, because that's when that belief is formed and that inspires the track they can be on for the rest of their lives.
Coding remained at the forefront throughout the school year, especially during the International Week of Code. During the week, students in Granby High School's marketing class broadened their horizons as they built web pages for advertising purposes.
I never thought it would be something I would do because I'm not a very technical person. I'm more just textbook and paper and pencil. But it's definitely made me realize that there are other opportunities out there for me, and it's never too late to start.
At the Academy of International Studies at Rosemont, middle school students did their coding in the form of games. Although they were having fun, these sixth graders were also using problem-solving skills and logic to get the game to respond to their commands.
We're doing block coding where we take drag out blocks and we try to fix the game to actually get to our goal. And right now we're trying to get the squirrel from Ice Age to get to the nut without making them fall or going to the water.
The kids enjoy coding. It's taking what they learn in math and science class and problem solving, putting it all together, and it makes it fun. So anytime the kids have fun, they look at it as solving problems in a video game, and from the outside, it's they're writing code, they're writing the computer programs and writing the games.
Even the school system's youngest students are well versed at coding. Berkeley Campostella Early Childhood Center hosted a DayMax showcase that enabled pre-K students to share their knowledge of coding with community members.
I think we're preparing them to be critical thinkers. We're preparing them to learn new things with technology. Maybe they can be excited about what they're learning. Somebody might be an engineer and use what they're learning now to fuel their excitement when they go to kindergarten, first grade. Most of them will go to the STEM school. And who knows, it could be a lifelong learning experience for them. It might be a potential job in their future.
Over 100 students in grades 3 through 6 spent a Saturday at Nauticus competing at the annual district-wide science fair. Participants for the fair included all the science fair winners from each elementary and middle school. Volunteer judges from a variety of backgrounds were impressed with the students' knowledge of their projects and the middle school PowerPoint presentations.
It's one of the few times as an adult you can interact with so many different kids at so many different grade levels, and here it's inspiring to see that they're doing this science, getting involved and doing different things, the ideas that they come up with. Some of them I've never even heard of, and it's amazing that you learn from what they're doing as well.
The NPS Department of Music Education hosted the 22nd Annual Urban Music Leadership Conference. This organization is a network of music professionals made up of school administrators and classroom instructors. Their purpose is to explore the opportunities music programs across the nation provide to their students.
It's important that we see the programs that are initiated here and to know that music is flourishing here in the Norfolk Public Schools.
Advanced art students from Norfolk Public Schools visited Old Dominion University for an exclusive tour of their art facilities. Thanks to this unique partnership, these high school students were able to see numerous classrooms, labs, and studios within the new Berry Arts Building. They also got the opportunity to talk directly with professors and students from different concentration areas and ultimately visualize what life could look like for them after graduation.
I'm really thankful, this is so much different from just your usual college tour where you're in a group of 30 kids. It's a lot more personal. We had the opportunity to speak with professors and to go and see things up close. This isn't, some sort of website advertisement video. This is real and personal.
It was an impressive year in sports as our student athletes achieved big honors and accomplishments. Andrew Lyons led Maury's volleyball team to the top ranking in the area as he was named 5A State Player of the Year. For the first time in a long time, all 5 high school football teams made the playoffs in the same season. Booker T. Washington's heavyweight Tyrese Sutton capped an impressive career with a 4th-place finish in the state tournament. Granby's Kaylee Everett made history by winning the 6A regional diving title. Norview High girls basketball qualified for the state tournament for the first time in over 20 years, while the Lake Taylor girls took home the 4A regional title and made it to the state finals. Point guard Janiyah Quinterly and forward Jordan Poole made the first team All-State. After years of heartache, the Lake Taylor boys reached the top, defeating John Handley in double overtime to win the school's first boys state basketball title. Leading the way was forward Darion Sebron, who was named Class 4A Player of the Year, while Kenny Brown was named State Coach of the Year. 2018 saw our first district pole vaulting team under one coach and produced a regional champion from Booker T. Washington, DeJay McDonald. And Maury boys and girls tennis teams were regional champions. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam stopped by Norview High School during Teacher Appreciation Week. He began his visit by talking with educators about their concerns and expressing his gratitude to teachers for what they do on a daily basis. After the meeting, Governor Northam took on the role of teacher as he taught AP Biology and Anatomy students.
I was really impressed with what they knew about anatomy and also about physiology, how electricity moves through our bodies. But then when we talked about ethics, I'm always fascinated. They just hear where different people are coming from.
Over 1,700 seniors crossed the stage during Norfolk Public Schools' 5 high school graduation ceremonies at the Ted Constant Convocation Center on the campus of Old Dominion University. This year's graduating class was very ambitious, with 2 Gates Scholars and a scholarship total nearing $70 million. Congratulations to the class of 2018.
We want to thank you for watching NPS Now. It airs weekly on WNPS, Channel 47, or you can view us online at www.npsk12.com. If you have any great story ideas or information you'd like to share, email us at nps_news@npsk12.com. Again, we want to thank you for watching NPS Now.